Okay, this is the Common Council meeting to be held on Tuesday, February 7th, 2023 at 7 p.m. The meeting is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Collins is excused. Alderperson Bailey is excused. Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
We have a quorum. Item B is the opening prayer. We have Deacon Leggett here this evening.
Let us pause for gracious and loving. Asking for your guidance and blessings on the members of this common council as they gather to address the matters at hand. May their personal faith give them the strength to act honestly and well in the matters before them. We also lift up our prayers for all the citizens of Turkey and Syria who have been affected by this terrible earthquake that hit their countries, with over 5,000 dear people dead and thousands more injured. May their recovery efforts be swift. We also pray for the family of the Milwaukee police officer who was shot and killed early this morning, doing his duty as a devoted officer. Keep all of our police and first responders safe and free from harm as they go to work each day. And lastly, Heavenly Father, you are indeed the giver of all good things. We thank you for your blessings on all of us. Amen.
Amen. Item C is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving along. I'm going to defer my mayor's report this evening for now. Is there an automatic report this evening from anybody?
Council minute approval.
Oh,
Item D.
I'm sorry about that. I missed that. Approval of the January 17th, 2023 Common Council minutes. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Kastner.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to defer the mayor's report for now. Are there any automatic reports this evening?
I'm afraid we're not going to have a tree commission report tonight.
Yeah, we should probably just cancel this meeting. Well,
I could fill in one if you need to.
do you want to fill it in?
No, I probably shouldn't bring that up anyhow.
Yeah, maybe not. Any announcements this evening? Citizen commentary. We have one person here, Janet Janisic of 4560 South 51st Street. Is here. If you could come up there, that'd be great.
Do we have the
You have
mic
to
sign yet?
speak, yeah. Well, would you like to speak now?
Sure. I was happy to hear about the improvement of 894 and that the city is looking for a sound barrier. And I was looking at the agenda and I see you're going to vote on a resolution. And in reading all of the points on that, they're very good, but I would wonder if you could put in for safety. I know noise is a bad thing, but I live on 51st and Armour. I'm 4 houses from the freeway, and I've been talking with my neighbors to make them aware of the fact that we could possibly get what we've wanted for a long time, that sound barrier. For instance, a couple incidents, we've had 2 rollover incidents where it's come down the embankment, and I'm not sure if all of you are familiar with the location of the drop-off center and the driveway off 51st to it. Well, that's the embankment. It fell down or rolled over, and there's a house there. It's a chain link fence, but depending on the way traffic is lately and the speed that people are at and the trucks, who knows? The other thing is I myself experienced a pickup truck, believe it or not, came off the 894 going east, went under the chain link fence, crossed 51st Street, went across my front yard on an angle, took out 2 trees and went across Armour and went airborne into a house on 50th and Armour. Now, my daughter at that time was being brought home on a bus. If she had come home 20 minutes late, she would have been killed because that's our entrance where that truck went right by. And heaven knows what was, she said she fell asleep on the freeway and hit the accelerator. The other thing is wildlife. We have a creek, and I believe you know where Biltright
A
is?
crick or a creek?
Creek. We have a creek on near Biltright, and wildlife follows it. Okay, and there is a chain link fence there. But one time a deer got trapped, and my neighbor's daughter and I thought, hey, maybe we can coax it back to where it came from because it was panicking. Well, the thing started running up the embankment. And we said, okay, we're backing off because if we chase that deer over 894, we're in bigger trouble. So is there some way that, I don't know, a noise is a factor, but they can always say, well, how much noise is noise? But this is more of a safety factor. And the house is behind me. I believe it's 50th to 48th Street. There's a little road that goes around there, and
It's
they-
literally 10 feet away from the freeway.
yeah, they can touch the freeway. And I know all of you have driven on the freeways. And God bless drivers, but they're crazy lately. I mean, they're crossing over you 2 lanes over to get off an exit lane that they forgot about, and the speed and the number of trucks are really, really high. So if you could put somehow safety, and I don't know if you need to put all these details, I definitely want to come to the DOT on, I think it's Monday,
This coming Monday.
the 13th. But if you could possibly make it a little bit more to them, not only noise are we looking at, we're also looking at the safety of our residents and also the people on 894. We don't want anything crossing over to them. Thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate all that you're doing for this.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we jump ahead maybe to item under new business J7? This is adopt a resolution supporting the installation of noise barrier walls and traffic congestion mitigation along the freeway system within Greenfield. Jeff Katz put a resolution together for us. I think he did a fantastic job. Jeff, do you think you can amend that resolution to include, to enhance the safety of
Yes,
adjacent neighborhoods?
I can do that.
Okay. It's even more relevant since a county snowplow driver on part of the system going north, was that 40?
South.
South.
He was
South on
southbound.
894,
Right at
40
Beloit.
through 5, is that 40? What is that called? Is that just 894 there?
Think so.
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. Near Beloit, it's a similar situation where a county snowplow driver ended up in the front yard of someone's house and unfortunately passed away, right? So if we could get something in there. With that being said, I'd entertain a motion to adopt a resolution supporting the installation of noise barrier walls and traffic congestion mitigation along the freeway system within Greenfield.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, or a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Just quickly under discussion, I've been working with Representative Bob Donovan on this issue. We're in communications almost daily or every other day. He is continuing to work diligently to try to get the barriers in. One of the issues with regard to this resolution itself, the way that it's worded, Monday night is an important evening for everyone to show up who's been trying to get sound barriers and traffic or fences, barriers, mitigating some of the issues that are there. Been working on this for decades. The issue this time around between, 27th or 35th and 84th Street, that section of 894, there's a new project which is going to be discussed in great detail on Monday by the engineering company. I think that's in charge of that project. It's an informational kind of thing, so there'll be boards showing what they're intending. This is more than just this resurfacing project. It includes replacing the wall in the middle of the freeway, includes lighting upgrades, it includes changes to some of the entrances and off-ramps. And it also
some bridge works, other bridges.
well, and the bridge work is another part of the ongoing process, but the culmination of the maintenance along 894, they're calling it a maintenance project. It's a $50 to $60 million project as it is. the noise barriers, if they don't go in, and that maintenance is expected to last for 15 to 20 years until the freeway is reconstructed. So this is the best opportunity to get sound barriers because there's an open project between whatever 27th, 35th and 84th Street. There are some other areas within the city that this resolution also addresses. There's currently an open project as far as I'm aware along 43 where they have done a lot of stuff in Alderperson Kastner's, and I'm not sure if it goes into Alderperson Bailey's district. There are places from 124th to, I don't know what that is, 116th roughly,
Yeah.
along the freeway on the south side and the north side. It's actually to about 110th. Depends on where you are, which side of the
It
freeway.
would
you're
go
on.
up to probably the nature pod by the school.
Right, but there's, even on the other side, at the dead end of 110th and 12th.
Yeah, the
area
north
two.
side would go farther.
So those are places that clearly need this kind of mitigation as well. And that resolution applies to those, but they aren't part of this project. They are part of an open project, hopefully, and we're diligently trying to get something accomplished over there as well. Also, on the northern leg of 894, where we just talked about the snowplow by Dreyer and Beloit there, those houses are literally not as close to the freeway as these houses, but almost as close.
My iWatch designated, I think, in the high 90s to 100 for noise.
It's
As accurate
yeah.
as it could be.
There was some environmental testing that the city did back in 2009 as well. Behind Dave's house, there was an air collecting sampling station where we found the numeric results of that sampling, but nobody at this point can interpret it. But, so we're looking at, trying to figure out what that meant.
Well, I can
What I
say
recall,
I'm 2 blocks away from the freeway, and the noise is incredible at my house.
yep,
And I'm 2 blocks away, I'm not sitting on the freeway,
there is nothing that impacts the city of Greenfield more than the highway system and the numerous highways and
I mean, it cuts through our whole city.
that's the reason the city is here. Nobody else sort of wanted it back then. If you kind of look at the freeway system, we're basically a mile or 2 or 3 or 4 on either side of all of the major county, state, and the federal highway system, which hadn't gone in yet, but was being planned at the time. So it's important. Sometimes we don't have the political power that, say, a Milwaukee does or a Wauwatosa does, or maybe a West Dallas, much bigger communities. And almost all of 894 that goes east and west anyways is in Greenfield. So,
And with Representative Donovan too, when he was running for office, he met with us and asked what our concerns were, and this was my big concern.
this was a priority.
This is what I told him was my big
Yeah.
issue.
Yep. All right, very good. So the resolution, and I think you trust Mr. Katz to put in a reference to safety. I'd entertain a motion to approve the
Did,
it was, yep, all in favor, call it, sorry.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Very good. Item I, old business, I don't have any appointments this evening. Moving along to J, new business, a claim for excessive assessment received for 9,000 Sur Lane. This is going to our assessor for now, but will likely go to Amy, right? Item 2 is a personal property claim received for Roaring Fork LLC. Where's that one going? I don't even-
That one is going to the city assessor at
Okay,
this
very
point.
good. Item 3, approve applications for 2022, 2023 operating license. Entertain a motion to approve, subject to all the disclaimers and requirements and conditions.
So moved.
Motion by Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Zarian, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 4, adopt a resolution approving a Wisconsin State Local Government Opioid Bankruptcy Memorandum of Understanding. Our city attorney, and this is before he gets into it, I want to, this is our city attorney's last meeting as our city attorney in the city of Greenfield, and I want to thank you for everything that you've done for the community since you've been city attorney. You've been under the gun, I think, for all sorts of reasons, representing a number of city attorneys, and you've resigned your position to try to get that in order. I'm paraphrasing, I guess, a little bit, but I want to personally, on behalf of the city, and I think of the Common Council, thank you for your years of dedicated service to the community. Are you going to start crying?
No?
I'll second it if you need to.
So, with that being said, I'd like to introduce you probably for the last time.
Sure. So just very quickly on this, there's a memo in the packet. In short, this is a second potential pool of funds that will exist as part of the opioid settlements. Interestingly, the mayor just received notice of another potential settlement that's coming forward here that these folks will have to handle moving forward. But this particular one involves the couple entities that had declared bankruptcy as a result of the lawsuit. The funds from the estate basically are being put into a trust, and those funds may be distributed at some point. In light of that, the state has come to us suggesting that we sign an MOU that's consistent with the MOU that we did with the last settlement, that provides us with a portion of those monies, whatever they may be. We've in fact tried to pinpoint what those numbers would be, and even as late as this afternoon, the word is that we just don't know what that number will be at this point. But it will be presumably something, and because it's in bankruptcy, it's effectively found money. So,
Okay, so you're recommending adopting the resolution?
correct.
I'd entertain a motion to adopt the resolution as presented.
So moved.
Second, motion by Alderperson Akers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. Just quickly, so you understand, all of the dollars that we're receiving from the opioid settlement are going into a segregated fund. No expenditure of those funds has been made yet. We're looking at ways that to provide the biggest impact, obviously, when those dollars come.
And I'm assuming it's just support
Is to
efforts like with that.
So this is a good time, I think, for me to talk about what we do already that many other communities don't do. With regard to the opioid epidemic, we've been taking it seriously for a very long time. When you're, and I won't get into the specific details of all of it, and it's a little bit more complicated than anything that I can go through in a minute or two. But our police department, if you're in trouble for that kind of stuff, there's a way to defer prosecution through treatment with partners that we've identified and we're working with. That's a big one, right? We don't view it necessarily only as a criminal matter. We view it as a public health matter where people need to get straightened out and fixed to the extent that they can. And we do that sometimes not always for altruistic reasons. It's the altruistic reason of helping somebody, of course, right? But it's also much as a societal thing. It's better to get people productive than it is to lock them up for things that they may not have very much control over. What else do we do? Well, we have a vending machine. So we've been doing experimental things, and we were recently awarded a grant where there's the equivalent of an old cigarette machine in the lobby of it's not a cigarette machine, that's probably bad, like a vending machine in the lobby of our police department where there are fentanyl test strips and and Narcan that's available for public consumption at no cost. That has actually been used by folks, and we're hoping that we can save lives in that
Also
way.
have our officer too, right?
Huh?
I want to say Maggie.
And then the final thing is that I think we were the second community in the state of Wisconsin that had that's hired a case manager to act as a person that gets in between the treatment, kind of emergency treatment that a fire department might provide and what a police department might do with regard to enforcement and arriving at the scene. We've hired a case manager who. Oh, look at that! What you got in there? What you got in that bag? All right, we're not ready yet. We'll get to you. It's like, not like your dog or anything.
It's not from China, is it?
Production for these.
Yeah. This is former Alderperson Sherbarth. And we have a case manager, where, again, it's not, the goal is to help people. The goal is to get them processed through the system with good results. And it's a cost-saving issue, too, right? Instead of having very expensive overhead in the police and fire departments, dealing with issues that they don't have expertise over. Maggie's done a wonderful job as a case manager, making sure that those people, and it's not only, with substance abuse, with other issues, make sure that they get the appropriate care that they need.
So this is the use of the potential money that we may be
So
getting.
the idea is with some of the recent changes in the health department and talks of fire departments working more closely together, maybe in official ways, we got to figure out where this money is best spent and how we allocate those resources efficiently within the city. That being said, there's a resolution on the floor to approve this one. I just got an email about 50 minutes before this meeting from another opioid settlement, maybe. So all the money's going in there that we'll decide what to do later, okay? So motion's been made and seconded. Would you go?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Okay, item 5 is approve an agreement between the Wisconsin Department of Transportation and the Greenfield Police Department for 2023 traffic mitigation. This is I-894 on Loomis Road. This is coming from Chief Johnson. So what happens when there are big projects in your city, there's certain responsibilities that are created as a result of those projects. This is money that helps us pay for our folks to do it. I'd recommend approval.
It's not for a ramp, right? I mean,
This-
like a jumping ramp, right?
There's no jumping ramps. We have one by her house. You just-
Yeah, we don't want that by her house.
Yeah, so this is what that's for. I'd entertain a motion to
Motion to
approve
approve.
by Kastner.
Second.
Second by Akers. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Okay, item 6 is another great thing that our Mr. Katz has done, and maybe we've all done, talking about a lot. Approve an agreement with the Wisconsin DOT accepting a grant for the design and construction of South 43rd Street from Cold Spring to Howard Avenue. How much was this one for?
The grant amount is $2,750,000.
So this is a really good thing to have happen to us. So
It is.
I'd entertain a motion to approve this one.
Motion to approve.
Let me
Motion
think
by
about it.
Alderperson Akers, second by Alderperson
Second.
Sarian.
Assuming
Would
if we
you-
don't have sidewalks there, we will have sidewalks soon there.
We have what?
Sidewalks?
Sidewalks, I would assume, are going to be
I
in
would,
this,
I would think that
with the getting a grant.
so we want to slow down the traffic and we want to increase pedestrian safety, and that will be touching the Power Line Trail, right? The Power Line Trail will be
It
going
will
through that
cross
stretch.
it, yes.
So that's why we would want to have the sidewalks, I think, included in the project.
Yeah, there's some sidewalks there now. I think we'd want to finish them.
It's been pretty hodgy-podgy,
Yep.
so this is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
We also have money in our budget for the stoplights at 43rd and Cold Spring. That's a next year project.
Yes.
But we're working, Jeff, we're talking to the DOT about, it's when that Loomis Bridge comes out, there's going to be a lot of traffic going through 43rd and Cold Spring. Cold Spring will be an alternate route to get across, I'm guessing. So we're talking to the DOT about, I don't know if there's a way to temporarily put semaphores in or something, but so.
It's going to be a lot of traffic diverted all over the place.
It's going to be a mess. That one's going to be a lot worse than 60th or 68th ever was. That is the worst bridge.
And when the other bridges get shut down temporarily, it's going to be even worse.
It's going to be a disaster, absolutely. Mhm. I'm just going to refer it to the alderpersons.
I live on the other side of town,
So-
so.
Oh, yeah, you're on the other side of town. So who's next to that?
It's me and Denise.
You are, okay. I'll
And
go to you
Shirley's a
then.
little bit of it. She kind of,
We'll put something on the website to contact you. All right.
sure, I'll have your number there. All the women.
Yeah, it's unlisted now. All right, here we go. All right, the motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Okay, item 7 we already did, right?
Yep.
Item 8, adopt a preliminary resolution to levy special assessments under section 66.0703 Wisconsin statutes upon property for municipal purpose for the reconstruction of 88th, 89th, 90th, and 91st Street and 91st Place and Waterford Avenue. Entertain a motion to approve
Motion to approve.
by Alderperson Akers. Is there a
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner. So this, at the time of the public informational meeting, there was a lot of concern about eliminating one of the driveways and combining the two entrances. This has gone back to basically as the neighborhood is right now, right?
Yeah, it's going to be similar to what it is now. We're not connecting the apartment complex to Waterford Avenue, which was the wishes of the residents.
And the Alderperson Bailey, who wished that to be placed into the record, that he was a strong driving force to make sure that
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think the Public Works Committee agreed that it wasn't gonna,
People were very supportive of it at the meeting, so, except for that one item, so I think we resolved it.
Did a good job. So, what motion was made and seconded? Would you call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Okay, item 9, I think relates to that a little bit, right? Adopt a resolution accepting a road reservation for street purposes on Waterford Avenue. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Caster, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Item 10 is approve of variance to allow a second driveway at 4004 South 91st Street. This is also on that project, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson Akers, is there a second?
Second.
By Alderperson Caster, would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Item 11 is adopt an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District, the City of Greenfield, and the Whitnall School District for trees at Conkle Park and at the Whitnall School Forest. This is grant money, basically.
That's
grant
the
money.
nature.
Yeah,
plan.
$100,000 for trees.
$100,000 in trees to be split between Conkle and Whitnall.
Yep.
It's
Mostly
not
Concord.
an equal, yeah, mostly, yeah.
Huh?
It was not an equal split.
The
Concord's
Concord-
getting a few more.
Conkle needs some after
You
what you
had to
guys.
rub that in, didn't you?
Hey, they took out a lot of buckthorn. We need to replace all that with something better.
Buckthorn.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a
You
motion.
agree that taking out Buckthorn is a city,
That is
strong
not the
city,
motion on the
city
floor,
strong
though.
public policy though, right?
Yeah. All buckthorn should be removed. I think that is an ordinance.
It is.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right, motion,
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
motion by Akers, second by Kastner, was that how it was? Or would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Good. 12, approve a trail easement agreement between the City of Greenfield and John Rick LLC for a bike and pedestrian trail. Entertain a motion to approve. Which one, where is this one at?
This is probably
The
past,
92nd area.
Yeah, this is the path from 92nd Street to 100th Street, yeah. Basically,
that's not the.
the one that starts at 84 South and then Kitty Corners cuts across the field where Cobalt's doing their development and where Elizabeth Residence was going to do something.
This is Elizabeth Residence's
Right.
property.
That property, right?
They're giving us an easement in anticipation of doing something on their property someday.
Just quickly, with regard to PASS and stuff, didn't we receive another grant award recently for PASS?
We received an announcement that we're going to get one, but
And
we
where
didn't.
was that one again?
And that one is from Root River and Layton Avenue. There'll be a bridge across the Root River, and then it'll go past the Rose,
Rattlers?
the Rattler's Rose, his home, and the playground, and then it'll go into Edgerton, up to Edgerton, and connecting into Hales Corners. So
That was a big deal.
That one's coming, so.
One of the big things that happened during that stretch, that was once a pretty highly used trail, and there was a bridge that was taken out by We Energies or ATC or something.
yeah,
This includes the reinstallation of a bridge so this will actually connect Greenfield to the Oak Leaf Trail and the Power Line Trail.
it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good connection for that part of the city. That western part's kind of cut off, so we're connecting them back up again.
At
It will
some-
get to Kowicki Park.
It will get to Kowicki Park. It'll get all the way to 35th Street
Yeah,
in
well.
2 years. And then at some point, all the way to Lake Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully. All right, motion was made or not?
We need a motion.
No.
Entertain a motion. Alderperson
Motion to approve.
by Kastner, second by
Second.
Sarian. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
The items 13, 14, and 15 are all Finance Committee items with mileage reimbursements, schedules of disbursements, and investments and reinvestments. I'd entertain a motion to approve them.
I move for approval.
Alderperson Sarian, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian,
Aye.
Okay, item 16, the common council to go in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 1985, parent 1, parent C, and... Oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right.
Are we going back to
So if we could
citizen
go,
commentary?
we'll go back to mayor's report, and I'll defer my floor to Alderperson Sherbarth. I didn't know he was coming. That was...
This is a momentous time for the city of Greenfield. I don't know, I wasn't around at that time, but on February 4th, 1957, the city of Greenfield officially became a third-class city. So if you add 65 on, this is our 65th anniversary. In recognition of that, I brought a balloon here. I thought we'd just let it hang in the council and remind everybody that we're 65 years old. And my suggestion as a gift from the alderman to the city of Greenfield is in this year's budget, I understand we can possibly still get money for under 4% to include the money for the lights on Loomis Road to finish up all the way to Greendale. It's been 65 years that we've been in the dark, and I think it's time to light up Loomis Road. And that would be a good present, so I would like to leave this in the council chambers to remind anybody.
Maybe he needs some help taking that out.
February 4th is the actual birthday. We're 3 days. Yeah, if you can pull it out, yeah. We're 3 days late, but 65 years.
Yay! All right.
I think our mayor should sing happy birthday if he can sing like Mayor Meyer, you know.
As long as you join me, I'll do it.
Birthday
Huh?
to you.
Ready? 1, 2.
It's us, actually.
Happy birthday to
us.
you. Happy birthday, dear Greenfield. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much, Alderperson. So I can't speak for myself, but I know the alderpersons are easily bribed with balloons for lights. So-
Or impressed, one or the other.
So
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
I'm not supposed to, well, it's not me, it's them, so I have to be out, no. there.
I don't, well, that could have been a $10 balloon.
As long as it wasn't 25.
I'm impressed, okay?
Thank you very much.
It didn't come from China.
No,
All right.
I don't hear jets outside either.
By fast, you guys done a good job, and I really would like to see those lights on Loomis Road.
Is that-
It's really dark.
From Layton to Edgerton?
Well, we
Grange,
stopped
probably.
like
Grange.
Loomis
Yeah, but it's
Road
Almost.
not
on
ours.
35th Street. past
Greendale
the
takes over part of it.
Golf course and,
Just about there.
all the way up, it's dark and blazes. Can't
Okay.
see anything. And I think 4 years from now, we're gonna end up, the county's gonna end up dumping the parks on the cities, so it would be nice if we could light that up. I think we're gonna end up with a couple more parks. As the county says, it's not a requirement. They don't have to fund the parks, so they're gonna stop funding the parks.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we should refer that item to the Board of Public Works with regard to the lights for Loomis. That would also enhance the safety of that northern part of the city as well.
Any plans on Loomis? Reconstruction?
Reconstruction plans, no, they resurfaced it 2 years ago.
Makes it darker.
Yeah, there's sidewalk that needs to go in there in some spots too.
Yeah, there's a few pieces of missing sidewalk there too, so. Some of it's going in with this project this summer though, but.
It's a good time to do it, probably. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. With that being said, I think I just read going into closed session, right? Considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the government body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, and deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business, whether competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, wages, insurance, investing. I'd entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to move in. to
By
closed session.
Alderperson Akers, or second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. Would you please call?
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
We are now in closed session.